Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Backstory, an evening of true stories, poetry, and flights of fancy. Tonight's theme, Julius Caesar. Well, Julius Caesar is the hero of the play, right? Well, maybe Mark Antony, but Julius is a good guy, strong, beloved leader who eschewed the crown 3 times in front of everybody. And then an insipid bunch of envious compatriots, weary of his power and stature, righteously afraid he would become a dictator, unrighteously afraid that he would overshadow them all, stabbed him in the back. Let's step back a second. Why did he go to the Senate that day? All the omens and his wife to boot said no, and he was going to stay at home. He was going to stay at home until this guy Decius Brutus, that's not the Et tu Brutus, that's another Brutus, shows up and lies to him and tells him that the Senate is going to give him, not offer, but give him the crown that day. And if he stays home, everybody's going to think he's a pussy, and nobody wants to give a crown to a pussy. So, leadership and betrayal. I ought to know more than I do about leadership. I've been elected president of every club I've ever joined, from elementary school through college. I've run a company for 37 years. When the parking lot attendant calls me boss these days, I don't even stop to correct him. But no one has ever wanted to off me in that position. Probably because nobody else ever wanted the job. As far as I can remember, I can't ever even remember anybody running against me in any of those contests. I just seem to be the guy for the job. So basically, I've been a leader all my life by default, mostly because I was the only guy really willing to take on the job, to arrive early, to set up, and stay late to clean up afterwards. And I know that's not what a good leader is. A good leader is supposed to empower people and inspire people and delegate and set a good example. And I'm not very good at all of that. I'm not very good at all of that. I'm not good. I suck at telling people what to do, or even asking for help, for that matter. My brand of leadership is just to roll up my sleeves and get the job done. And I've generally got a pretty good idea of how the job ought to be done. But if somebody comes along with a better idea, I love when that happens. I love doing what I'm told. I'd be a much better Indian than I am a chief. Whenever I'm in a situation where somebody is telling me what to do, I will do it to a T. That job will get done to the best of my ability. It's one of the reasons I like being an actor. And when I'm an actor, I stand in the place that I've been told to stand in. I say the lines say the words I've been told to say. And that frees me. That the freedom that elicits in me is heaven to me. The freedom to create in that kind of an atmosphere is heaven to me. Heaven to me is being freed. Is just letting go of the reins. Just letting go of the reins and immersing myself in something that's not me, something that's not mine. One time I gave up the reins. Didn't work out so well. Mid-90s, my theater company was ready to take off, and I had to hire a managing director. So I did a search, and one guy came in and really surprised me. He had a great line of talk. I mean, everything he said, every question I asked him, his answer was surprising to me. And one of the main things he said that I just loved is that he saw his job as clearing everything off of my plate so that all I had to do was be creative. Look what you have already created, he said to me. Think what you'll be able to do with me taking care of all the bullshit. Oh, he stroked me good. So I hired him, and I instantly, totally, and unequivocally handed over to him, let go of so much of what I had been in control of. And it was so freeing. So freeing, and the company took off. And not only did he free me up to be creative, he actually created more and more opportunities in which for me to be creative in. I was creating a new form of art, and all the artists under me and were my paintbrushes and my paint, and I actually told them that at one point. And they rebelled, and I said, "Oh, then take it from me if you can, please." And I wanted them to. I did because I could feel the megalomania that was overtaking me, and also I was burning out. But as much as they complained, nobody stepped up. And during all this, not only was he fucking up the books because he actually had no fiscal or mathematical acuity, not only was he fucking up the grants because he didn't know how to make a verb agree with a subject, but he was also doing everything he could to incite the actors and the board of directors against me. And all this because he had a confused conflagration of father issues and romantic notions about me. And I know this because we actually went to therapy together. So, leadership and betrayal. I went to my computer and Googled leadership qualities, and in a nutshell, here's what I found. In order to be a great leader, you must have courage, integrity, vision, focus, passion, confidence, humility, empathy, intelligence, and charisma. You must be loyal, empowering, decisive, inspiring, committed, accountable, innovative, and creative. Plus, you have to be able to strategize, delegate, and communicate. I've got maybe half of those. Definitely suck at the last three. But here's what I think, bottom line. Great leaders are born with a power to lead, and that power encompasses all of those attributes that I just listed. And that power precludes one attribute that is conspicuously absent from that list: egoism. True power eschews the ego. True power doesn't need it. But ego can bring it down. Caesar was betrayed as much by his own pride as by his friends. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. In today's global climate, let's hope that's more a prophecy than a proverb.